the song isn't going to play, you're going to get our mic. And it's just going to be me doing that the entire time instead of the actual intro
I'll do
song.
it on purpose.
You know what's really funny is we can't even hear the intro song when it plays. So when I do that, I'm doing it by memory of where I think it is. Because I've heard it so many times. You guys have heard it more times than I have, though, because I don't go back and rewatch the Friday Bean. Happy Friday, guys. For everybody who is currently taking the Alpha Holiday Boot Camp, I hope you're having fun. I know that most of you are insanely overwhelmed by how much there was, and that's how we do. So for those of you who missed out, we're planning on doing this every year. It's too late to sign up because it's already day 5. It's day 5, right?
It is day 5. It is day 5.
It's day 5.
Apologies in advance. Very ill. I'm getting better, but we went to Lost Lands
He
Festival.
got drunk in a field last weekend.
I got drunk in a field last weekend, and I caught some things from dirty people.
Ew, the way you said that sounds way worse than it was.
Yeah, it does sound bad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, we were around a crowd of like 50, 60,000 people for 3 days.
Yeah.
It was inevitable. I got sick. It's just an upper respiratory infection, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I'm on like day 4 of being sick, so it should be ending anytime soon.
It's not COVID gross. It's just gross.
Yeah, it's just gross. Yeah, and everybody, Hurricane Ian, I hope you're staying safe down there. Take the insurance money and move the hell out of Florida.
Why are you there?
Leave Florida. Just get out of Florida. Just be done with it.
I don't understand it, to be honest. Like, maybe that's just my Ohio speaking, where we don't even have... Where we are, we've only ever had one tornado. We don't have any crazy weather here. So I see you guys down there, and I'm just like, that seems unpleasant. I would not make that choice for myself, but I hope the sunshine is worth it. Mm-hmm. Please stay safe. And yeah, close down your Etsy shops if you need to. Like, put them on holiday mode. Nothing is worth stressing about getting.
The whole middle part, there's like nobody there, and
we've driven through it a couple times.
And it's just as hot as Florida.
Yeah, it's empty. It's
just as sunny, no rain. So you don't get all the rain from Florida, but you get it's everything about Florida without all the parts of Florida that suck.
There's armadillos in some of it.
Look at that, and no alligators.
No alligators.
Look at that.
Alligators are scary. I don't want to live somewhere with alligators, but
we're just messing, obviously.
Yeah, have fun. All right, so
let me.
Well, we'll go ahead and get started.
We'll go ahead and just give me a second.
You're fine. While he's tinkering, today we're going to be talking about some Etsy updates that some of them Etsy did not announce. They just slipped them in.
Something is wrong.
They just slipped them in without anybody knowing. And some of them we got emails about. Some of them are not super recent. But they're ones that are so noteworthy that I thought that we should bring them up. There's actually more than 6 updates that we're talking about today. 2 of the updates are not Etsy updates, but they affect Etsy sellers. So they're ones that I figured that I could throw in there as well because I think that they're important. So for those of you who are watching for the very first time, welcome. I feel it necessary due to the sudden influx of comments and stating that these videos are too long. I can't sit and watch an hour-long video. Hey, calm down.
There's tons of other ones that are short.
Every Tuesday, I got a video for you guys that is usually under 15 minutes. So it's every other video, twice a week. We're here. Mm-hmm. We're here for you live, and if you're here during the replay, we love you too. Other little quick updates before we get started. For those who are doing the boot camp right now, don't forget that this Sunday is the live stream. It's going to be taking place the exact same time that the Friday Bean does. Noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. UK. And that will be located on the Day 7 Bootcamp page. However, I will be sending you guys a link via email. That way you can access it on YouTube with the live chat so you can ask us questions. So that is coming. Make sure you get that on your calendar. But there will be a replay if for any reason you can't make it live. Other little tidbits, if you haven't already, make sure you get all the freebies down below, especially if you're not currently taking the boot camp. You are going to want to get the Instagram challenge, 30-day challenge, because if you couldn't do the boot camp this time around, that Instagram challenge can at least help you to get a good posting habit for the holidays. October is when you want to start that. November is when the sales rush is coming. We are already seeing the sales rush happening. We're starting to see the line, the curve start to go up, and it will peak at November. October 1st is when you really, really, really need to start gaining momentum. So 30-day Instagram challenge, that's free. That's down below. The Black Friday toolkit you can use in unison with the 30-day challenge because it's got a graphics pack, it's got some sales tips, it's got a bunch of my older holiday videos that are super valuable, but they've been buried so far down on my channel because they're several years old. So those are in there, and there are some checklists for Cyber Week, which, as I've said in a couple videos, last year, the last Q4, Etsy made $43,000 per minute during their 5-day Cyber Week sale.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money because there's a lot of traffic on Etsy on those days. So you don't want to miss that nice big jump, even if you're not hosting a sale. There's more traffic. You are going to go fishing in the pond right after they've come and stocked the pond. So why wouldn't you decide to go fishing on that day? You're most likely to catch a fish. So
why are you being so camera cute today, huh?
Because he knows you're sick.
Fern said, I want to hold the kitty. And guess what? The kitty wants you to hold him too.
So I need to pop open the Trello. I can take Bubbies if
Here you go. Go to mama.
Come on. Thank you for the $5 donation. Okay, just keep going. Just keep going. He's gonna
I love that.
He's gonna make.
Okay, what am I doing with Trello?
It's gonna be in the Etsy updates one right there.
This one right here.
That one, and then I need you to open all the links other than the last one. Okay, he's settled now. He's making biscuits on my fat thighs.
Fat thighs, fat thighs, fat thighs.
He likes to knead the thunder thighs.
And make biscuits.
And make biscuits. Okay. And then you can grab this whole thing.
Shoop.
Put it over there. Oh.
No, we screen share this screen so it's easy to see.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah.
That works too. He's doing his magic.
And now he's going to go screw with things.
Yep, there he goes. He's going to start messing with stuff. Mark's going to have to stop him.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
You know he doesn't do this anytime other than the Friday bean.
No, literally. All right.
Let's do it. First one.
Yes. And then, am I good to close the Trello?
No.
Do you need this?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So the first
Screen
one
sharing.
is one that you probably already know about, but I still see people saying, what the heck is this? If you're using the Sell on Etsy app, it is like white and orange on your phone. Get rid of that one. You don't need that one no more. You can keep it. I'm going to keep it. There's a new one that you want to go get in the, whatever app store you use. You want to go get the new Etsy seller app because it is going to be the standard. They're going to start phasing out the old one. There's some new perks with the new app. It's pretty cool. There's going to be like a little explore page similar to your Instagram Explore, kind of like a little TikTok style feed. There's a bunch of different stuff with it. I think that they're still adding in changes. I don't think that it's completely done. This rolled out in the summer, like early summer, I believe. But make sure that you're switched over to this in time for the holidays because we don't know when the other app is going to stop working. They might decide to phase it out after the holidays just so nobody's left, confused. But I would make sure that you're using the most recent app.
Lori said the new app glitches a lot. I've been using it on and off for months.
Yeah, and
new apps are going to have their problems, but they're also going to have the most features most of the time. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, and I'm sure that they've got some type of feedback system in place. I haven't personally looked for it, but if they've got like a feedback system, or if it says to report bugs, or if they give you like, oh, will you rate our app? Will you rate this? Blah, blah, blah. You can rate the app there or go to your app store and rate from there because usually app creators will check those ratings to see if there's something that they need to fix. So you can leave a rating there. Next one is, we talked about this in one of my videos, Etsy's purchase protection program. It's a disaster. The idea of it was great. The idea of it was that if a package that you send to a customer gets lost or damaged in the mail, Etsy will reimburse that charge. Like, they will refund the customer out of their own money, which is cool. That's nice. I would love, to see sellers not have to pay for reshipping or refunding these customers. However, the issue is that we've noticed, in something that I covered in my "This New Etsy Update Sucks" video, is that sellers are noticing that they'll have a buyer report that a package hasn't arrived, or they'll just be impatient. Like, the package will be en route to the person's address, but the customer is like, "Arg, why isn't this here yet? Arg,
where's my Etsy package?
Where's my Etsy package?" And they will contact Etsy, and Etsy will just immediately refund them. No buffer time or anything. Just like 5 minutes later, they refund them. That doesn't build good buyer habits. That
It's like most things Etsy does when they first try things, they execute them before they seem like they have an idea of how they're going to actually execute all the policies behind it. And it just... What was the last thing that they rolled back? I can't even remember. They do this once a year.
That they got rid of?
Yeah.
2019 ODR?
Yeah. It's like once a year they'll do something. They'll roll something out. It'll crap on people for like 3 months, and then they'll get rid of it.
Yeah, 2019 was ODR. Last year it was Star Seller. This year, I don't know what they did in 2020. This year, it's the Purchase Protection Program, which, like I said, it's a great idea. Their hearts were in the right place. Mm-hmm. They haven't worked out all the kinks yet.
Nope.
So just be aware that this is happening. Make sure that you take a look at this article. I didn't link these in the description for some reason,
fine.
But I'll link them after the video. But if you Google Etsy Purchase Protection, you can pull the page up, or go watch my full video on it from a couple weeks ago. The background is like my reddish branding color, and it says "This New Etsy Update Sucks." So check that out.
Yeah.
Next one. This is one that Etsy didn't really tell us about.
Looks like most people really hate that new app.
Do they?
Super glitchy. Johnny said he likes getting the favorites notifications, which isn't on the new app.
Oh.
There's a whole bunch of issues with it. Yeah, get both. Obviously, you're gonna eventually have to switch to the new one anyway.
Jill said, "If I have the blue app, do I need a blue app?" I think that there's only one blue app. So if you've got it, you got it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. We appreciate that you were here last week as well for our not live stream. All right, so the next one, this is one that Etsy rolled out, and you probably didn't hear about it. There have been updates to children's sleep safety standards that Etsy is beginning to execute on the platform. Just like the amber jewelry ban, where they specified certain size chip amber beads, but then they deactivated everything that had the word amber, even if you referenced amber as a color, or like your business name had amber in it.
Like I said, good ideas, crappy execution. That's Etsy's whole thing.
Yeah, this is the same case. So if you sell anything related to babies or children's sleep products, including children's pajamas, there's a good chance that your listings might get deactivated. And unfortunately, because Etsy's not really... Here's the thing. We have to consider that they're trying to keep kids safe. And they want to make sure that they're preventing things like suffocation and, for example, shops that sell like crib bumpers and things like that we've heard time and time again are not safe for children, that they're not good to have in cribs. These products were still being sold on Etsy, and Etsy was trying to eliminate that. But where is the gray line? They've thrown pajamas in there. They've thrown all kinds of like sleepers and things like that. You can go through and read this article. They've got I think most children's products, at least since I worked in early childhood education like 12 years ago, you had to make all children's clothing out of, all sleep clothing out of flame retardant materials. So it looks like they cover that. Children's sleepwear, so pajamas. And make sure that you're not trying to work around this. I know I've had a lot of people say, well, I'm just not going to call them children's pajamas. It's kind of crappy because these are for kids, and you're working around a children's safety regulation. It's just not a good thing to do.
Bad vibes.
Bad vibes. I would just recommend, when possible, not selling sleep-related product on Etsy, at least. And if you can follow their guidelines, they have all these compliance guidelines. That's cool. It's cool that they've outlined all these compliance guidelines, but they're just deactivating people. It doesn't seem that they're actually looking to see if you comply. So
if they're probably trying to figure out how to do it in an automated way, like Facebook does.
Yeah.
It'll take some time for them to work out the kinks and do it right, because the amber jewelry stuff isn't really an issue anymore.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's still a rule.
So just be aware. We all knew about the what was everybody was calling it Ambergate 2022. Just be aware that the exact same thing is happening to children's sleep products. All right, let's get on to the two most recent. This one you probably got in your inbox either last week or this week. I got it on Tuesday.
That's a hot potato.
You now can decide which of your items are returnable. So
took them long enough.
Well, it used to be that from your Etsy storefront, you could go click edit your shop, scroll down to your policies, and then choose what your return windows were. But if some of your items were custom and some of them weren't custom, and you could accept returns on some items, but not the custom items, there was only one blanket policy in your shop, and it made that hard. Now you can set those policies per item, which is cool. I like that. Except there's always a big but. Big buts always get in the way.
I love it.
Big butts. Here's the big but.
Shout out to my big butt crew.
Big butt crew. This big butt, though, is bad. The EU requires that if you sell something within the EU or to the EU, that customer must, no matter what, even if they just change their mind about their purchase, they must be able to contact you within 14 days of their purchase. So they've got 14 days to contact you and let you know that they want to return the thing, and another 14 days to actually return that item to you. Unless the items are custom made for them, not kind of personalized, custom for them, perishable, or like digital software and things, and digital products. Obviously, you can't return a digital product. So with that being said, you can only put in one like blanket time frame on our Etsy policies, which kind of sucks. We can say you have 30 days, but that's not 14 and 14 for two designated time frames. That's 30. So unfortunately, Etsy has not figured this out yet. We've had tons of EU sellers contact Etsy and gripe about this and say, hey, this is like breaking the law. We haven't heard anything back yet. So
thank you for the donation, Marina.
Thank you, Marina. So just be aware that no matter what, no matter what you set in your policies, you have to offer this to your EU buyers. Mm-hmm. It's nothing that you can work around. It's nothing you can get around. And I would make sure that before October 31st, you review the policies per each of your items. Now, if on October 31st, you have not done that, whatever policy you had initially set for your overall shop will be applied to each individual item until you update it. So as long as you're fine with your existing return policy that's blanketed over your entire shop, you don't need to stress too much. But if you've got a couple items that you don't want to be returnable, or because they're custom, make sure that you get in there before Halloween and change that. I don't know what the full extent of this is going to be because it's brand new. September 22nd is when they first published this article. So it's another one of those Etsy updates where I guess we'll see. We'll have to wait it out, and
I guess we'll see.
We'll have to see what they do. So this one I didn't even know about until yesterday during Q&A with Pam. She let me know about this one, and Etsy really didn't announce it. New sustainability attributes for your listings.
Oh.
So your little attributes that you fill out under your title, to categorize it. What is it? What's the style? What's the color? What's the material? What's it made of? Who's it for? Is it for men or women or blah, blah, blah? They've added a new one for sustainability, so you can mark it if your product is organic or something like that. What are the different ones? Let's see if they've got
Somebody said, how does the new policy affect exchanges? I don't allow returns, but I do allow exchanges for different sizes. Unless it falls under one of the categories, you'll have to read into the EU law. You don't have a choice but to offer a return to EU customers. I mean, technically,
that's
it's
not
the United.
That's not a new policy. That's a law that has.
It's a law in the UK. Technically, EU. I mean EU. Technically, it doesn't matter if you're in the US. You don't technically have to abide by it, but you should, because eventually you will have to. And there are circumstances in which you can get in trouble for it, but it's still very gray because it's one country's laws versus another country's laws. So it's better just to go with the safest bet and just offer returns for at least your EU customers.
Don't try to fight the EU law. Like, here's the thing. It's one of those things where if somebody decided to sue you or, try to fight you over it, it would be this.
Yeah, Johnny said don't plan on following it, but can the EU enforce fines on US citizens? So we're not going to get into that because it's a very, very, very in-depth kind of thing. Yes, if your state/country decides to allow to extradite you to that country to be tried under that country's laws. Chances are for a $50 Etsy product, that's not going to happen because it's not worth your country to do that. But it's still polite. It's still the right thing to do. I expect with a lot of websites having to abide by this stuff now and the EU getting super strict on this kind of stuff that the US will probably have their own policy soon to acknowledge it. At least within the next 5 years or so, I would imagine. Because
we usually follow suit.
Well, because here we're all about free trade, right? Mm-hmm. It's about freedoms, and technically this would be impeding your freedom to say this is how I run my business, this is how I do it. So I expect us to have a rebuke. Actually, I expect us to say we're not gonna follow this. But again, as of right now, you should.
Yeah.
Because you can technically still get in trouble for it. So, and Etsy's going to honor it no matter what. So,
yeah, if they could report it to Etsy, you could get your shop shut down too, regardless.
Yeah, because it's super gray because technically you're a seller on Etsy, you're not Etsy, so you technically don't have to follow the rule, but Etsy has to follow the rule, which means that Etsy can impede you and your business if you don't follow the rule. So it's better just to follow the rule and just not worry about it.
Yeah, and Tina said, does EU law pertain to POD items since they're considered customs? They're not. That's one of the downsides of print on demand is it's not considered custom. So they technically do have to return it to you. So
if you just Google EU 14-day return, there's a page with all of the FAQs. You can look it up. It's super easy. It's not in legal speak. It's in language that everybody.
Government website.
It's on their actual government website. It's super easy to find, and it's better for you to just abide by the rules and be done with it.
Everybody in the boot camp, you guys will be getting that link and some details. Day 6. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's day 6, right? Yeah. Tomorrow you'll be getting we'll be talking about policies in the boot camp. But anyway, for the sustainability attribute, just make sure that you are, don't call something organic if it's not. That's what me and Pam talked about yesterday. You need to make sure that that it's provable that you are actually following these, because that's like calling something fair trade and it not being fair trade. That's like calling something cruelty free and in reality you tested on rabbits. You know, it's not
like anything in life. Don't say something if you don't have the information to prove it for a fact. And you don't trust third-party information. If you're selling materials... Paper trail. Make sure that there is a paper trail.
Yeah. So recycled metal, recycled glass, recycled paper, recycled cotton, recycled polyester, recycled plastic, upcycled, reusable, plastic-free, vintage gemstones, organic cotton, linen, hemp, FSC certified wood, organic ingredients, vegan, Leaping Bunny certified. So is that for guaranteed to be free of animal testing, okay? And ethical gemstones. So these will just be available in your attributes for certain products. Now, not every product is going to have it. It's going to depend on which category you've set as your overarching category. Hopefully we see it expand out into other categories. So if you don't have it, it's likely due to whatever category you have set for your listings. The next one. This is not an Etsy update, but every Etsy seller who ships around within the UK should be aware of this one. I will accept your cookies.
Cookies.
Royal Mail strike, and it is a doozy. The dates for this are September 30th, October 1st, October 13th, October 20th, October 25th, November 28th. Oof. Let's see. 3rd, 9th, 15th, 24th of November, December 1st, 4th, 10th, 16th, 25th of November, December 2nd, network 2nd, 8th, 14th, 23rd, 30th of November.
Did you look up why?
Somebody type it in the comments.
Why are your mail people striking again?
Yeah, I can't remember. But this is right peak holiday season.
No, that's exactly why they're striking that time, because they want to get their way.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, maybe it is the way. Maybe they're striking for good reason.
Do you know the way?
But I would recommend making sure that you are letting your customers know. I would even add it to your listing photo. Say, like, there are expected Royal Mail strikes on all of these dates. This is going to cause delays, not just with my shop, but with anywhere shipping within the United Kingdom or from the United Kingdom or to the United Kingdom. If you guys in the United Kingdom need packaging supplies and things to get you through the holiday, dear God, order those now. Don't wait. Don't wait to order all that stuff, because who knows how long it's going to take to get to you. Shut off your shipping sooner. I know that we normally recommend expanding out your shipping cutoff dates by at least a week for local orders and more than that for international. I would extend that even further for you guys. This really, really sucks. I feel so bad that this is happening.
Work and pay conditions, more work, less money.
Yeah.
Yeah, stereotypical big businesses trying to make you work a lot more and pay you a lot less. That's how it is.
Yeah, so it is for a good reason. It's just, it's really sucky for everybody who also relies on the mail to run their own businesses.
Striking over working conditions and changes.
Yeah.
And below inflation pay offers. Oh. You mean like the whole country? Our whole country here? Anyway, I won't get into that. Somebody's going to get mad at me.
All right, go ahead and pop this one down, and then I need you to things that I want you guys to do to prepare for the holidays are, for one, make sure that you're going through your listing policies per listing. If you're not happy with the overarching policy that was set for your shop as a whole, any exceptions, anything else. Ooh, leave that here for a minute. I want to show them this. Anything else that you need to express down all the way at the bottom of your shop when you're in your list or in your shop editor. There's an edit shop button right on your Etsy cover photo. Scroll all the way to the bottom of your shop, and there's an FAQ section. We currently cannot go in and just edit our policies by hand. We can't add our own exceptions in there. Etsy isn't going to honor your FAQ sections the same as they honor policies, unfortunately, but customers can see this information if they go looking for it. So it might be a good idea to toss that information just, down, bless you, down in your FAQ section. If you've got special return policies or things that you want to let the customers know, that way, at least if they message you and they say, I want to return this, and you say, sorry, that's custom, as stated down in my FAQ section, I unfortunately cannot accept custom items, and then they can go and look at it and be upset about it, but at least it was somewhere in your shop.
I need to save up for when I can get HAA. Giving us $2 isn't saving up.
Yeah, stop giving us money.
And you don't got to say bless you, Aaron. I'm going to probably sneeze and cough this whole stream. That's just how it is. I'm sick with fall allergies on top of it. I'm going to die today.
You'll be fine.
I'm going to die.
All right, so next update is, actually, it's 2 eRank updates. And one of them, I did one. One of them I did. Because sometimes at eRank, I do things. I say that, but I run all the social media.
We do stuff.
We do stuff at eRank. I'm a manager. I acted like a manager a couple weeks ago, though. So one of the biggest things that I noticed that sellers were complaining about with eRank in particular was that when you get on your dashboard, especially when you're new, you land on it and you're like, what does all this mean? Where do I go? What do? I don't understand any of this. This is overwhelming. This is confusing. Someone help me, please. If that was you, if you were one of those people who is logged into eRank and not known where to start, let me know in the chat. But let me show you what happens when you log into eRank now. You get, what would you like to accomplish today? This down here is throwing off my OCD real bad. We need to add like two more.
Could be monitor sizing too.
No, that's normal. It's just how it is. We need to add 2 more. But for all of our newbies, you can immediately, choose what you want to do. So what would you like to accomplish today? Do you want to research keywords? Do you want to track some competitors? Do you want to see top sellers on Etsy? Do you want to see what's trending on Etsy? Do you want to work on your pricing? Do you want to work on orders, or do you just want to go to your dashboard? You also have the option to turn this off. If you don't want this to pop up every single time that you open eRank, you've got the option to turn it off. Offhand, I can't remember how. I think you do it at tasks, I believe, or on the dashboard. But if I wanted to do keyword research, I could pop this open and bam, I'm on the keyword tool, which I think is pretty cool. So hopefully that helps you guys. For those of you who get that overwhelm when you land on your dashboard and you're like, oh my God, what is all of this? That is supposed Info puke, yeah. So this is supposed to make things just a little bit easier for you. The other thing that I want to show you is for keyword research. Let's just grab blanket, for example. You guys may have noticed we did add UK data a little while ago, but looky there.
Oh, look at all that.
Look at all those. We're getting more data. Now, keep in mind that the U.S. makes up a majority. Thank you, Emily. The U.S. makes up a majority of buyers on Etsy. So no matter what you search, the U.S. is going to make up the majority. We're just, most people who shop on Etsy are in the U.S. So you're going to get the best data from the U.S. because there's more of it. And a lot of the data is going to translate over to other countries as well. But if you're just curious, you want to compare things, it's pretty useful. So let's look up blanket for UK data. We can see that December is when most people search for blankets in the UK. What was it for US?
About the same.
December? Yeah, it's varied a little. Looks like there were some summer searches where, let's check Canada. You Canadians are cold all the time. Let's see when you start searching.
About the same.
About the same, yeah. Not as much in summer, though. Mostly in December.
We don't celebrate the Christmas in July, eh?
I would say you're going to offend somebody, but
they're Canadians. They're like 5 minutes from here. I don't care.
I was going to say the Canadians can't be offended. You guys are too resilient to be offended.
Say you're sorry.
Say you're sorry. Yeah, so this is really neat. It's a cool way to compare things. Like if you want to compare the spelling for jewelry versus jewelry, you can go through and check by country. Like I said, there's not going to be as much data, but for those of you who have been asking for it, it's here now. So make sure that you check that out. Yeah, so I think we're good to... No, I said you didn't need it open.
You said I did need to leave that and not close the Trello board because
I needed the eRank thing, which wasn't.
This is that woman thing where you say you do one thing.
I needed the other thing though. I needed that thing.
Feel free to go ahead and get your questions in. They can be questions about anything. It could be the topics at hand or not the topics at hand. That's totally fine.
Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
We in Canada prefer to celebrate the 15 minutes of summer we get by not thinking about blankets. That's great. I love that.
I currently cannot share my Etsy listings to Facebook. It stalls and never completes. Advice, please.
Don't hit the share button on your Etsy listings. They're not really doing anything for you anyway. That's not a good way to advertise your Etsy listings. Ignore, all those little share buttons on your Etsy listings? Ignore those. If you're going to share your products on Facebook, grab your link to that product, copy that link, and post your own photo on Facebook. Don't just hit those share buttons because ultimately you're not... How many times are you scrolling around Facebook and you just see a random link posted and you say, yes, I want to see what that is? No. Most of the time you're stopping and looking at a photo or a video or something interesting. So I would recommend just taking a separate photo that you've already got. It can be your listing photo, or preferably something that's a little bit different from your listing photo, a more marketing-oriented photo. Posting that with the link in the caption. I've heard issues with those share buttons for the last, 10 years. I wouldn't hit them. I wouldn't use those. I would just upload your content on your own.
Said, how's the server going? I will be starting working on the server on Monday. Been busy with the concert and with our boot camp and everything, so.
Yeah. I've been using Bitly. Yes, Bitly's great too if you want to shorten those links.
Is it really cold where you are?
It's pretty chilly right now.
High 50s, low 60s right now on average every day.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I love the new page for eRank. It does make it so much easier to get what I need. Great job. Awesome. Best way to share on Pinterest.
Go to Pinterest, upload a pin. I recommend, when possible, making those pins long. Because most people on Pinterest are scrolling on their phones, and the longer it is, the more that they're going to have to scroll to see. And you take up more space on their screen. So nice long photo. Make sure that you are adding a title to your pin with some keywords in it related to your product, a description to your pin with some keywords related to your product. You're adding alt text to your photo, which you can put keywords in, but ultimately your alt text is meant to describe what is in this photo to someone who is visually impaired. So just pretend you're explaining to a blind person what is in the photo. That's a good way to... Not everybody is going to be blind who needs to use the alt text, but it's a good way for you to do a good job of describing what is in the photo. And make sure that you're putting your Etsy link in there. And, I mean, you can use a scheduling app. I use the Later app for Pinterest. It doesn't allow me to use alt text. I can't schedule with alt text, which really sucks because my pins don't do very well. But Pinterest isn't one of my primary platforms, so I don't put that much time into it. If Pinterest is the platform you really want to optimize for, I would make sure that you are filling out everything that they tell you that you can fill out, which you can do, like I said, right from Pinterest.
Do we really have to verify our bank data? Yes, you do. I've heard conflicting stories. Yes, you do.
It is. There are issues. I haven't done mine yet because I'm going to record it. I'm going to record it because everybody's having issues. If you got an email about verifying your bank data, it is not a scam. It is not fake. You have to do that. You are going to get your shop shut down if you don't. Make sure that anytime you get an email from Etsy, Etsy will also put that same information on your seller dashboard if it is something that you need to do. And it should also be on your seller dashboard right now or in the finances section of your Etsy account. However, we are noticing a lot of people are putting in their bank information and it is getting their shops deactivated because things are not congruent and it's messing things up. Etsy's aware. It's a big pain in the butt. My recommendation is do it now. Don't wait until the holidays because...
Don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah, do it right now. I'm only waiting because I want to make a video on it.
Yeah, because if you're going to run into issues, you're going to run into issues. And it's better to run into issues earlier than right before the holidays.
Yeah, because you don't know how long it's going to take Etsy to fix it. But if you have issues connecting, contact Etsy every single day. Be polite. They will ignore you if you're not nice to them. That's one thing that... I always feel bad telling people that because it's like I'm assuming that they're not being polite when I say it, and I'm not. But if you're not polite to the Etsy support people, they will not pay attention to your messages. They will ignore you. Yep. So be nice and just gently nudge them every single day.
You'd be surprised how easy it is to sound like you're coming off crappy when there's no way to show expression in what you're saying.
Trust us. We get messages from alphas all the time
that sound like the crappiest messages ever, and it's really just because you're computer illiterate.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
It's not computer illiteracy. It is.
It's a form of it.
It's not. It's being short and to the point.
Pretend like you're writing a letter.
Yeah.
It's easy to not distinguish between the two. But writing text on a computer is no different than writing a letter. If you were writing this in a letter and sending it to someone, would it come off as crappy? That's how you can look at it.
Yeah, or read it out loud. Sometimes if you read it out loud, that helps as well. But be polite. Be polite to the Etsy people. I'm sure that they're working very hard. There are a lot of new people, hundreds of new Etsy employees. They're trying to figure this out. I'm sure they're just as stressed as we are. But yeah, start doing your bank connection stuff right now. That way, hopefully you get it sorted before the holidays.
Plaid issues?
That's it. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the bank issue. Oh.
Starla, you look adorable. Loving the flannel. It's high of 80s.
Ugh.
You know, I mean, up until a week ago, it was high as in the 80s. And it's been low 60s and 50s at night, making it much easier to Christmas prep. Yeah, so it's been about the same up until this week.
Mm-hmm.
Does having Star Seller or not affect your sales? No, it does not. And if you watched, do you remember what the video was called where we actually went through that? We got independent shopper data directly from Etsy. Shoppers,
yeah.
Same thing. Data that we took a survey through on Etsy's actual platform, and the vast majority of people don't care if you have a Star Seller badge. And as of that time, I'm assuming it's the same now. There's no connection between Star Seller and your rank, so no,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Here's the thing: we get all these little Star Seller badge, great for gifts badge, great great service badge, free shipping badge. Customers don't know what the heck these all are. These are just stickers on our t-shirt to make us feel good. This is your teacher saying, "Oh, you did so good today. Here's a sticker." They just want you to jump through hoops and provide the best service possible to your customers. So if you end up getting that 4-star review, but where the person says, "I loved my product," but they still gave you a 4-star and it ruins your whole day because you lost Star Seller, don't stress about it. It's not a big deal. Doesn't affect your rank or anything else.
I recently started watching videos about changing tags. I changed the tags on one of my items I sell that was doing really well. Never do that. And I'm getting nervous that I messed up because orders have slowed. Yep, that's a pretty frequent thing. One of the number one things that people do is they'll go through and they'll change all of their listings all at once. You should never change anything on things that are selling well.
Yeah.
Leave them alone until they're not selling well anymore.
Yeah, or make a copy of the listing if you've got, more product and you want to experiment with like some new keywords. Just make a copy of that listing. The listing quality isn't going to carry over, but it allows you to experiment. That really sucks. Roxanne, I would recommend what you need to start working on doing is getting activity back to that listing. The best way to do that if that listing isn't ranking in search is to push from social media. If you're using Instagram, I recommend getting that Instagram challenge kit down below. It's free, and that can kind of help you to drive people to your shop. If you're driving people to that listing to purchase it, and they make purchases, that's going to help your listing quality score and hopefully help you to start ranking again for that listing. But yeah, never touch a listing that's selling well. And well for you. If well for you is it sells once a week, cool. If well for you is that it sells 10 times a day, cool. That's your bar. Whatever your good is.
Are you able to create a post from scratch and share it to Facebook for advertising? This never works for me. What you talking about? Create a post where? You mean create a post on Facebook? What are you saying?
Yeah, never works for you. How? What? Feel free to be more specific.
Yeah, Elaine said I entered the account number and it says it's not the right number. When I was searching around for it, a lot of people were saying that if that happens to you, that you have to also enter a country code. I think the United States is either 0 or 1. I can't verify that, but call your bank and ask if there's a country code associated where you're from that you could add on to it.
You sound sick, Ace.
I am very sick, and I feel sick.
Oh, you have a cough drop in your mouth.
I do.
That's why.
It's helping me not cough so much.
Oh, okay.
But it's making my nose run, so, tit for tat. I kept looking for the plaid thing and went through my finances, and a week later it told me I needed to.
Yeah, they're rolling it out slowly. I think that eventually we're all going to have to do it. I think that they're just doing it in batches because they realize that it's messed up. So they're trying to not overwhelm their support by doing too many.
Did you do any videos on the German? I love the Z.
On the German.
On the German packaging thing and Lucid. Still not sure I did it correctly, but it seems like it's set up. I don't think we did.
I don't think that we did because I was still confused by it. And I believe that... I think the reason I didn't do it was I believe Pam Duthie did it. It's been a couple months, right? It's been like 4 months, 5 months. I believe that Pam Duthie did it, and it was like the saving grace because I didn't want to do it. So I told everybody to go to Pam's channel instead. I would check Pam Duthie's channel and see if you guys want us to cover it. We can certainly do our research and double check it. but I just recall that it was insanely confusing, and yeah. But I can cover it if you guys want me to in a future episode. Just let me know.
I had a customer in all caps send, "Where is my package?" I'll be honest. I informed her it was marked as delivered and left it there instead of going out of my way to help. All caps is screaming at someone. Don't ever message someone in all caps if you weren't aware.
Yeah. Mark and I were just talking about this the other day, where, like, if somebody messages us for help and they're polite and they're thanking us, like, for our time and stuff, like, those are the people that we help. But every once in a while, we'll get people who we've never talked to before, who aren't customers of ours, who aren't in Handmade Outfit Academy, who we've never seen their names, and they'll, like, demand us to do something. Will critique my shop. I'm like,
no.
No. Which we don't do shop critiques via email anyway. If you guys saw our email inbox, you'd know exactly why. It's an overflowing cesspool of marketing messages and people asking for sponsorships.
Right. Like, we do most of what we do on here for free. The least you can do for us is ask politely.
Yeah.
Like, we're not famous. I mean, we're like E-list celebrities at this point, right?
I said, me and Amber have been saying J-list celebrities.
J-list celebrities.
J-list.
Whatever. But, like, we do what we can for people.
Yeah.
I've gotten all kinds of people posting thanking for the boot camp, saying that they can't believe how little we charge for this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
we should have charged. Damn, we should have charged more.
No.
Kidding. All right.
Not a single refund.
I know.
Not a
you guys
single
loved it.
refund. It's too late to refund now anyway, but not a single refund.
We love you guys. I'm so happy you liked it. I worked so flipping hard, and I just had to redo day 6 because of Etsy's policy change.
Etsy's like, hey, you're going to do a video on a thing? No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're not.
We're going to change it, right?
We're going to change it like 2 days before you got to post that video.
So I still have to...
Stupid idiot.
I still... Thanks, Etsy.
Love you.
I have to go finish editing it today for tomorrow. But because I love you guys, I hustled and got it done to make sure it was up to date. So...
Cold water with a menthol drop. Oh.
David.
What would you consider a good visibility score using eRank when deciding whether or not to update a listing? Some of my listings have good visibility scores, but slow or no sales.
So I wasn't gonna bring this up, but I'm gonna be very vague about it. There were some coaches, not gonna say who, that had a very expensive course, not gonna say what, and the course was basically instructing sellers that they needed to get a 100% visibility score on eRank. They needed to aim for a 100% visibility score. I've never seen that. Pam said in all her years working for eRank, working with thousands and thousands of Etsy shops,
like 2 or 3 times.
She's seen it twice. 100% visibility score is not possible. If you ever listen... Or necessary. If you ever, like, hear coaches say that, they have no idea what they're talking about. Ignore them. Run. That is like saying you need to make sure that every time you play the lottery, you win or you fail. Like, what? That's not how that works. What's a good visibility score? That is a subjective question. Just like, what is a good listing? What is a good rank? It completely depends. And to be perfectly honest, visibility score is not a metric that I've ever used. I am much more reliant on seeing which keywords are bringing my shop traffic. I'm much more reliant on seeing what my rank is, or my rank minus personalization, which you can check with the rank checker on eRank. I'm much more concerned with using the changes tracker tool. That way, when you make changes to a listing's tags or titles, you can see exactly what the effects are, if it affected your views, your favorites, and sales. I've got videos about this on my channel. The video, I think, is called How Do You Know Your SEO is Working, if you're interested in checking that out. Those are the tools that I feel are going to be the most helpful. Visibility score is cool. It's something that you can glance at and make yourself feel good about. Sometimes, it's good for identifying which of your listings aren't performing. Personally, It's not one that I look at very much. So it's not one that I'm good at advising sellers on because it's not my favorite. My favorite tool to see what to update is the rank checker tool. Start with a keyword that you've already researched, that you want to be known for. If you sell gemstone jewelry, maybe you want to see where you're ranking for gemstone jewelry. You go to the rank checker tool, type in gemstone jewelry, and you can see which listings on which pages are. You know what? Is eRank still up? Pull up eRank.
eRank is not still up. I have to open it and log back in.
Never mind.
So no. Not.
I would go into that rank checker, search gemstone jewelry, and see which pages, minus personalization. If you run to Etsy and try to double check it for yourself, it's not minus personalization. If you're using an incognito window, it's not minus personalization.
No,
if you're using a VPN, it's not minus personalization.
It's just personalization somewhere else.
Yeah. So this is data directly from Etsy's API.
Before personalization.
But what it can do is show you which of the listings you don't need to worry about. If you already know that gemstone jewelry is a fantastic keyword because you've researched it and you have seen with your very eyes that it is in high demand because you've researched that keyword in the keyword tool, you know it's getting good monthly searches, you know it's got a great click-through rate, you know that, maybe the competition is fierce. But if you look at your rank and you see that you're ranking on pages 1, 2, or even 3, you know that the listings that are ranking on those pages are fine. You don't need to worry about those. But as you scroll down in that rank checker and you start seeing, this listing's on page 30, that's the listing that you want to start working on. That's the listing you want to start making edits to. That's how I personally check keywords and check to see how listings are performing. And then when I make those changes, I start by taking that listing, going and hitting that track changes button, making sure that I am tracking that listing for at least 1 week. Then I make the changes. That way I have some you can't do comparative data if you don't have data to start with. So track it for a week, then you have 7 days worth of data, make the changes to that listing, and then continue watching what happens to your views, favorites, and sales for a couple weeks afterwards. I would say like 4 to 6 weeks would be a decent gauge to see how that listing performed after those changes. So, yeah. I talk about this all the time on lots of my other SEO videos, though.
Yes.
Sorry, I know you're excited.
No, I just want to keep scooting. Hi, Ivy.
Hi, Ivy. We hear you're 4. I miss being 4.
I miss being 4.
I wish I was 4. I want cereal and cartoons. What's your favorite cartoon? Let us know in the comments. Who's her mom? Who's Ivy's mom? Yeah, let mom know. I was making sure that it was mom and not dad. Let mom know what your favorite cartoon is so she can tell us.
Star Seller, not had it in months, and my sales up 120% this month on last year.
Samantha is kicking butt.
You don't need it.
Samantha kicks butt. Her products are so giftable. Oof. She is in a great niche.
Like the woman who went and changed every listing to be grade A listings. Poor lady. We have to pay respects.
We see that all the time. Somebody will go in and edit all of
we'll get an email. They'll email us and be like, "Oh my God, I screwed myself."
Oh my God. What do I do? I'm like, there's nothing we can do. You already did it. You already did the thing. We should make just a video. I know we've got Etsy SEO myths and things like that. Would it be useful for me to do like a golden, indisputable rules of Etsy SEO? That way you can send it to people when you see them making those mistakes. Should I make a video like that? Let me know. I'll do it. I'll put like all the thou shalt not change your SEO on a bestseller.
I get so many listing likes but no purchases. What's the problem? That is an unanswerable question.
Yeah. Don't obsess over likes. They let you know that people are finding those listings. I have favorite listings that I have no intention of buying. It could be your pricing. It could just be the seasonality of your product. People might just not be ready to buy yet. They're not a metric that is useful to you. I would not obsess over likes.
All right, I gotta go clear my sinuses out here. I'll be back in a minute.
Can you get me something to drink?
Sure.
I would like a small Gatorade.
You may have a small Gatorade.
A small Gatorade? Thank you. All right. Darn it, and it was a bestseller. I had no idea. I'm still very new to Etsy. That's okay, Roxanne. And it's one of those things where you'll do it. Everybody has done it. I think that type in the comments. Let Roxanne know. Everybody has changed SEO on a listing and messed it up. It's recoverable. It's not like you permanently messed up that listing. You imagine you're climbing a ladder. You just kind of slid down a few pegs. All you got to do is keep climbing up. You got to build that listing quality score back up for those new keywords that you want to be known for. Or, I mean, you could always put those keywords back if you were being found for them. That's an option as well. To be perfectly honest, if I were you, I would just write it out, though. I wouldn't try to go and put those keywords back unless you want to make a copy of that listing. And experiment with that, but don't stress about it. It's nothing that is permanent. No permanent damage. Let's see. Late to the coffee party. That's okay, Debbie. Hey, Debbie, how do you use visibility score? We just explained visibility score to the alphas. If you're still here, I've had Debbie very busy taking care of alpha upgrades for those who are in the boot camp getting their E rank. So everybody say thanks to Debbie if you're in the alpha boot camp and you've gotten your E rank or you're waiting for your E rank. Debbie's doing those all by hand. So she's a very busy lady. What if your item was selling well and then stopped selling in the last month? Would you recommend updating it then? A month isn't really enough time to say. Because maybe for your industry, everybody's kind of saving their pennies for the holiday season and they're going to wait a little while. And then, maybe when the November sales spike hits, it'll become your bestseller again. I would say that if a listing has stopped selling for like 4 or 5 months, maybe I would start evaluating the keywords that I was using in it. I would take all of the keywords that I was trying to rank for and recheck them in the keyword tool just to see maybe it was a trend that's dying out. But a month isn't really long enough to tell. I wouldn't touch it. If I were you, I wouldn't touch it. Let's see. Candy. Hey, from the UK. Wow, this is my first time finally watching you live. Love all that you're both doing. Starla, you're amazing, and I can't wait for the course. Awesome. Welcome. We talked about some UK stuff at the beginning, and all of your mail strikes. So be sure to come check it out. What video is it that you explain tracking your site on Google and then seeing results on eRank? That will be the Google Analytics. How to link your Etsy shop to Google Analytics. It was from a couple months ago. I think it was in the spring. I did that one, but it's really useful. A lot of people say it's not up to date anymore. It is. There's one little part in the video that everybody misses about checking a tiny little box to turn on Universal Analytics. You will get a notification that Universal Analytics is going away next year. It sucks, but Etsy hasn't enabled the use for Google Analytics 4. Until they do that, we can only use the version that's about to be outdated. So I will update it as soon as we're able to, but it works for now. You just have to be careful setting it up. Oh, he brought little Gatorades.
Oh, sorry about that. I normally don't come on camera when I'm sick, but I'm a Gorsh Jordan professional.
Gersh Durden, everybody give him love too. You gave Debbie love, now give Mark love because he's here.
Give me love. I accept love in cash and feet pics.
And whatever that. What is that? What did you do? Oh my God, Jennifer, that's the
Thank
cutest
you.
thing ever.
That is cute.
I've never seen that before. Is it a pear? That's so cute.
Which Gatorade is the bestest? It's the strawberry
kiwi.
Strawberry kiwi for sure.
All right, I highlighted the last one.
Did you?
Yes. Go ahead and give me that
Did you
one.
answer this one?
No. Hey, and then at the end, we should show them what we bought with our YouTube money. We made decent monetization and your guys' donation, and we put all of the money back into the channel.
The camera was the last thing that we bought. We got a new thing, but the camera, obviously I can't show you the camera. I'd have to break
Hold a mirror.
I'd have to break the universe to show you this camera, but we'll show you at the end. I had a great video on TikTok, 200K plus views,
cool.
And now all my videos are just total duds, maybe 100 total views. I tried to recreate the same formula on new videos, and I'm convinced it was a fluke. I don't call them a fluke. I think TikTok doesn't have a real algorithm at this point.
They do.
I really don't think so. I really don't think so. All of our videos suck on TikTok, and we have one that's like 500,000 views right now. And it's the dumbest video we've uploaded with like no optimization whatsoever. It's terrible. Instagram, that was Instagram. Yeah, sorry.
Reels. Yeah, TikTok. TikTok, you know what? Keep trying with TikTok. I'm still trying with TikTok. I've got Instagram relatively figured out, and part of it is very random. Some of it is confusing, but I can find rhyme or reason behind things. I can kind of put things together. I've got an analytical mind. I'm a problem solver. I can make connections and find patterns.
I love to talk about myself.
I'm the coolest in the whole world. No, TikTok, I can't figure out. I can't do it. It's so confusing. I don't know. I'm with you, Barbie. I don't know. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep posting them and keep throwing spaghetti at the wall. Maybe another one will stick. But congrats on that one, because 200K views on TikTok's great. I've never had a Nope, that's not true. My stupid Twilight diorama on TikTok got...
Yeah, it went pretty big.
It got big, yeah.
Would love you to cover Lucid. I believe I got hung up on the need to create a VAT ID if Etsy's handling taxes. Do we need our own ID? I don't know, because as a U.S. citizen, you don't need a VAT ID. So...
We could
try. We'll look into it.
Yeah, we'll try to cover it. Give us a couple weeks, because I have some news for you guys at the end. I'm going to be working on a video series for a very big company. Two very big companies. Two very big competitive companies. And I'm in the middle making content for both of them. So I'll tell you that at the end. It's really exciting, though.
Yeah, that's something that maybe like once every launch or every other HA launch, I'll have like 2 or 3 people saying that they need like an invoice with like the VAT and everything on it. And I'm not a EU citizen, so I can't give you that.
Yeah.
The receipt is all I can give you, because otherwise it would just be a document with my name and the amount on it, and it would do no good for you anyway. Anyway,
yeah.
Opening up the Trello app with all my posts lined up is so satisfying.
I love the Trello app.
It is.
Trello's app is great. Trello's website is great. Trello is great. Jennifer, your little guy just makes me so happy every time we scroll past him. He's so cute.
And he's going to stick around for a little while.
He is.
He's not even halfway gone yet.
Good.
Will it hurt my shop if I have no refunds or exchanges? I mean, not necessarily. It's not going to hurt, like, the algorithm part
Will
of
it hurt my shop if I have no refund? Oh, you mean if you don't offer them?
They don't offer them, yes.
No, you have to offer refunds for your EU customers. You don't have a choice. Unless you're
depending on the product, there are exceptions. Like I said, go look it up for yourself.
Yeah.
There's a ton of stuff, like custom stuff, that you don't have to offer refunds for.
But no, it's not tied to the algorithm at all.
How many people at the concert recognized you guys? Well, it was probably more than 2. We had 2 people directly acknowledge us.
I felt so bad. One girl walked up to me. We were right beside the stage, and I had this cute little dinosaur book bag with glowing lights because the whole festival was dinosaur themed. I had people drunk off their butts walking up, complimenting my book bag the whole show. And I had a girl come up and talk to me. I had earplugs in. I couldn't hear her. So
and she's socially awkward on top of it. So she's not going to, like, acknowledge the fact that she can't hear you.
I just nodded and smiled. I'm like, yeah, dinosaurs, woo! It was an alpha, and she recognized me, and she came to say hi, and apparently I was just like, yeah, dinosaurs! Are you here? Are you live?
If you're here, shout out. Sorry, she's super awkward in public.
I didn't know. At least I had earplugs in. I had hearing protection in.
We'll always use protection.
Yeah.
You busted your butt on boot camp and showed it within day 1. Holy cow, I'm a mess. Oh. I'm launching tomorrow-ish and then getting back to day 4 or 5. Haven't made any posts to my Trello board yet. That's all right.
That's okay. You have time to catch up. Remember, October, week 1 and week 2, those are acclimation weeks for everybody in the boot camp. October, week 1 and week 2. If you can get 50% of that content calendar done, cool. I know it's hard. It's going to take you time. So just use that as a time to kind of acclimate to the schedule. Do what you can. October, week 3, I want you to up that frequency, though. It's a boot camp, not... That was me. What did I say to you? I don't remember. I know we were by the bar, and I had just gotten what did I get? I got one of those canned cocktail things. It's like the only thing.
No, that was day one. It was a White Claw.
Oh, I drank a White Claw, but I hadn't opened it yet. I hadn't drank it yet, so I know that I only had that one White Claw, so I wasn't drunk.
That one 24-ounce White Claw.
I don't drink. So
that one 24-ounce $20 White Claw.
I don't drink, so that was a lot.
I only had one.
It's water. It's sparkling water.
Uh-huh.
It's good for you.
Sure.
Oh, but anyway, let me know if I said something stupid to you. Like I said, I had just received that drink. I had just gotten it in my hand, so I know I wasn't drunk. I was just stupid and awkward.
Uh-huh. All right, there's a post on the Etsy forum that explains exactly what to do for Lucid.
Send me that, Melissa.
I did it in less than an hour, and I'm a slow reader.
Melissa, can you send me that to, if you know where it is? If not, that's fine. But send it to Starla at ℸ𝕠𝕚𝕚𝕒𝕟.com so I can review it and use it as a source for my video if I do it. You guys know I want to make sure that I do sources with everything.
What is the visibility score based off of?
Debbie, you're in the chat. Do you know the offhand, like, full definition of visibility score? I'm having a brain fart. Debbie's in the chat. She'll let us know. I think she's still in the chat. I saw some comments from her. I would have to pull it up to give you the full definition. I don't use it. I don't look at it. So there's so many tools on eRank.
Thank you for the Google Analytics video. It was great.
Awesome.
Can't believe how much you included in the boot camp. Thank you so very much. I have 3 shops, and I'm trying to figure out how to proceed with marketing schedules. Any advice?
One shop at a time. You can only do what you can do. It definitely wasn't designed to be balanced between 3. So do what you can do. If that means, one day you work on one shop, one day you work on the next, and, one day you work on the third, that's fine. That's what I told Tina to do. But don't try to do it all at once or you'll just overwhelm yourself. Just take it slow or focus on the one shop that you know you can make the most money with, whichever shop has the best results already. And then you can always, you can always use the things that you learned next year.
I finally found one of those amazing keywords you guys were talking about, thanks to Mark. Oh, this is a word he says a lot, and then I noticed a few people using it, so I looked it up on eRank. What is it?
She can't tell us. It's a golden keyword. It's a magic.
Oh, and it was shot straight up in the last couple of months, and hardly anyone using it. So I did 3 fresh listings using it. Already have purchases and favorites made in the cart. What in the heck did I say?
Jennifer, we want it, but if you post it here, then everyone will know.
Everyone.
Email me.
All of everyone in the internet.
Email me at starla@handmadealphaacademy.com.
Lots of people loving the boot camp.
SEO 10 commandments. I love it. Let's do it.
She said, you guys, she knows your face and named one of her cat lovies after you because her cat had a star on it. She likes Blippi. Thanks, you made her day.
Aww.
Welcome. Let's see. The day I can afford HA, talking about way in the future, I bet I'm going to make my launch extremely weird idea and it will tank.
Nah. We talk about weird ideas in HAA. Nudist Buddhist ideas.
Uh-huh.
We help you to make sure your ideas aren't too weird.
Yes.
Wait. Scroll down. We got our answer from our Deb. Visibility is the lifetime history of the views for the listing. Thank you, Debbie. I knew that it was something like that. Lifetime views on that specific listing.
Is decorating an item with my logo or name enough to not be shut down for a not handmade product? Bulk Amazon items like cuticle pushers. I mean, you shouldn't be selling not made by you items anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. If you're just putting your logo on a product, here's the thing. Are you selling anything in your shop that is made by you? The reason I ask is because cuticle pushers, for example, are a tool. They are considered a tool. You can sell tools in your shop that complement products that you already sell. If you sell candles, for example, maybe some wick trimmers for your candle. That's a tool that you need for the handmade product that you sell. That would be the exception. So I would really evaluate if you're following Etsy's rules, though, because I wouldn't want to see you get in trouble.
Gianna said nothing crazy, just smiled and said thanks. No offense taken because I was feeling euphoric, if you will. It's Lost Lands. Stuck on day 3 of boot camp because I'm out of commission with 𝔽𝕣𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. Hey! What do you know? Me too.
Oh, you got him excited. You see what he did? He does.
That Sullivan King back-to-back with Excision, though. That was pretty wild.
We were right up front for Rez.
Rez leading, and we stayed up there from the moment Rez went on until the end of the Sullivan King set. That was pretty wild. Anyway. Sorry, I'm a nerd, y'all. Doesn't eRank keep a history of the listings tags?
If you're tracking your listing in the changes tool, the track changes tool, you'll be able to see from wherever you started tracking. It's not going to look back at all of your listings and tell you what they are. But if you made changes and you've been tracking the whole time, you can see what your tags were before you made those changes. You can see exactly what day you made the changes, and you can see what the changes were. That way, if you really mess something up, you can go back and revert it back.
Thank you for your videos, especially when you're not feeling top.
Oh,
thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
I would like to know if it's possible to run a sale on some items at one discount while others are at a different.
I believe that when you set up your sale, you can choose which items are on sale for that amount. I've never personally tried to run 2 sales at the same time for different percentages. I've only ever done.
I know you can't do a coupon and a sale at the same time.
You can choose which items you want to be on sale, but I don't know if you can do 2 different percentages at the same time. If anybody knows, let me know in the chat. I've never personally tried it. Anytime I ran a sale, I always did my whole shop, and I did 1 set percentage. That way I can market it on social media. Yeah, let me know.
Is it automatic, or do we have to reach out for eRank in the boot camp? You got to reach out. It's in the
dashboard, in the PDF on the dashboard. The information to claim your boot camp or your eRank was in there. Here's the thing, you guys, when you sign up for the boot camp, we don't magically know if that's the same email address that you use for your eRank account. So there's no magical connection. It's me and Debbie communicating and doing each one by hand, one by one, communicating back with you. That's why I've been so tired this week, because I've been having to communicate with over 1,000 of you, because HAA students got the boot camp included. So, yes, you have to email me. Email me at coach@handmadealphaacademy.com with your email address that you use to log into eRank. Don't send me your password, just your email address.
There's a strawberry kiwi Gatorade. Where have I been? Yeah, it's like a pinkish color, like in between the orange. It's like if you mix the orange and the red together, what color that would make. It's that color. Sorry, no cash this time. I said cash or feet pics. It is what it is. 3 weeks ago, I doubled my daily ad spend to $14 a day. So far, Etsy has never used more than $10 a day. What's that mean when they don't use your total daily budget? That they're not using your total daily budget. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure that there are reasons. I can't really give you a good reason. I'm not sure. I've never heard that. Most of the time I hear that people say that their budget gets eaten up in a few minutes. That's a weird case. That's a question for Anthony Wolf. That's an Anthony Wolf question. I would recommend posting in the eRank group on Facebook and seeing if you can get an answer over there from somebody like Brian on the eRank team, because he's one of the smarty pantses who would know more about Etsy ads. I don't like Etsy ads. They are so up and down, and it's like you either see results for them and they do really well, or they do nothing for you. So I'm really bad at advising on Etsy ads. I always just say make sure that you are choosing your best sellers when choosing which listings to advertise. Use the things that you already know are selling well, because those are going to be the ones that bring you the most money for ads.
All right, 15 minutes left. Let's go ahead and power through.
Okay.
Now that Etsy's sending out tax forms once you sell $600, you are no longer a hobbyist. Would you recommend we now set up a real business platform, and should it be an LLC? That's entirely up to you.
LLC, most Etsy sellers are sole proprietors.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We are still sole proprietors.
Yeah. So an LLC basically means that in the event that you are sued, you cannot be sued for your assets. It means that they cannot come after your home or things like that.
Not legal experts, disclaimer.
Talk to your accountant. They will be able to best advise you on what is going to be best for you. In terms of moving to a real business platform, that's up to you. Etsy is a real business platform. So
people on there making literally 7 figures a year.
Yeah. So you don't have to. It's nice to have a website alongside your Etsy shop. That way, if anything happens to your Etsy shop, but you don't have to.
Speaking of TikTok, Mark, what's your take on their terms of service? I don't know. I haven't read them. I probably agreed to them, but I didn't read them.
Is there something alarming that we should...
Yeah, is there something I should know? Is it like a data protection thing? Because if you have a smart TV, it's listening just as much as TikTok is.
Yeah, that's one of the things we always hear. Everybody's like, China's listening. If you got TikTok, China's listening. I'm like, your smart TV's listening.
And what is China going to do with your data? Sell you more crap on Facebook? I mean...
Your phone is listening.
If you're not
listening.
important as a national security interest, then, and don't take this the wrong way, you don't matter. You don't matter in terms of national security, so don't worry about it.
I would like to not matter,
Yeah,
it's good that we don't matter.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Keep in mind, Mr. Moore was in the military dealing
and I don't even care.
And he don't.
I was military intelligence with the highest classification that you can get. Anyway, can we update the pictures in the listing, or does that ruin the SEO? Pictures do not affect your SEO in any way, shape, or form.
The only things that you don't want to touch for your products that are selling well are your tags and titles. Your attributes do hold weight. Your descriptions now hold weight, but not enough weight that it's going to do anything wrong. You can tinker around with your descriptions. Your attributes you probably won't ever need to tinker around with, because once you set those, it's like those are the materials for your listing. You're never going to need to change those. Tags and titles are the things you don't want to touch. Everything else is fine.
Some Etsy experts and coaches say that if you are a new store less than a year, Q4 will not be big for you. Thoughts? Sounds like those people aren't Etsy experts.
Yeah.
It's not based on how new your shop is.
What sourceable material can they provide that proves what they're saying?
Sourceable, not anecdotal.
Yes. Anytime, and you guys know that we're on the science side. If we're speculating something, we'll say that we're speculating. If someone cannot provide you with a source when it comes to these Etsy experts, which I'm just about done with Etsy experts after this whole thing that just happened with this poor girl who spent $8,000 on a program that told her to get 100% visibility scores on eRank.
We won't say names for people, but we are going to be continuing to shout out when people are doing dumb stuff. Be careful about who you get your information from, and that includes us. Don't take our information at face value. If you're doing your due diligence, you're going to be checking what we're saying too.
Yeah,
if you're going to take our advice, experiment on your own. Always do your own research. Be scientific. It's not that hard.
Yeah, and anytime somebody comes to me and they say, "Wow, you say this doesn't work, but it worked for me," I say, "Great. Continue doing that thing."
Because it could have been a factor that we didn't know about. Maybe you're doing another thing that makes that thing work.
Right.
There's no way. There's multiple ways to do the same things. We just only talk about the things that we know work.
Right.
And tell you the things that we know for a fact don't work. And if we're speculating, we tell you we're speculating.
Yeah, we try to stick to what Etsy tells us and what we know for a fact that we can send, a link to back up what we're saying.
And proof that's not true. I opened my shop in April 2021, and my shop blew up Labor Day weekend 6 months after I opened.
That's awesome, Lori. That is awesome, Lori.
A mega pint. What's that? What's a super pint, Starla?
Oh, mega pint. That was the word. Mega pint was the word. That's great. That's so funny.
Visibility is a lifetime history of views for the listing.
Yes, that's why we...
Mm-hmm. At what point do you cut off a buyer from making adjustments to custom orders? That's up to you. I've been dealing with a guy for 2 days with 58 messages back and forth. I'm certain he won't be satisfied no matter. You are totally allowed to fire a customer. I hope you ask for like product cost up front.
Heather, I would make sure that you offer the option for a set number of revisions. I will do up to 3 revisions. I will do up to 5 revisions, whatever that number is. Any additional revisions, and they have to pay for them. If it's this 58 message back and forth, and you know he's not going to be happy, message him and say, unfortunately, due to the time that it's taking to,
you're taking away from my ability to deal with other customers.
Well, don't tell him that. but say, I am not confident in my ability to satisfy your request at this time. I would not want you to make a purchase from me that you're not happy with. My quality standards are my main goal when it comes to my customer satisfaction, but because I do not feel that you're going to, that we're going to be able to work this out, I unfortunately am going to have to decline this request. And then refund him, and then you don't ever have to talk to him again. Sometimes it is better to walk away from an order that you cannot take than it is to continue dealing with somebody who's putting a strain on your sanity.
Looking for questions, lots of love.
Lots of love.
Speaking of lost lands, while I'm looking for the next question, I got a hold of the guy that did all of the drone flying for Lost Lands this year, and I may be flying drones and doing video footage for it next year.
He won't be able to dance, though.
I won't be able to dance. I mean, I could shake my booty back and forth.
He was a dancing fool. You guys see him.
I lost 2.5 pounds over the 3 days.
He was a dancing fool.
Mm-hmm.
He was dancing like a crazy man. This boy dances.
I dance.
He dances.
I get it.
He gets it.
And I get it good because I had people coming up to dance with me the whole time.
He had so many people flirting with him, mostly guys.
Man, mostly guys. I had a couple couples.
Yeah.
I had one really trying to get me to come along with them.
It was weird. Mm-hmm. It was different. It was a different thing.
It was a unique experience.
It was
but
very unique.
Loved it. Person gave me a 1-star with saying, could download. Can I do something about that?
That they couldn't download? Was it a digital download? I believe that because it's a digital product and they could download it, you should be able to dispute that with Etsy. Just don't respond to the review publicly. Try to dispute that one with Etsy.
Got mine set at 100 and it doesn't go above 10 in a day, where a couple of months ago it would eat the whole budget.
Wow. Maybe there's something going on with Etsy ads.
There's always something going on with frickin' Etsy ads.
That's interesting.
Thing with Etsy ads is they either work or they don't. And there's no real rhyme or reason as to why they do or don't, it appears.
Yeah. All right.
You can run a sale with different percentages off for different items at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. I've never done it before. Interesting.
Maybe the Etsy ads change is due to what our goals.
What are your
goals feature in ads? I mean, it could be.
Is there a new thing that they ask you when you are, like a little pop-up box when you try to do ads? Asking you what the goal for your ads are?
The listening is one thing. This new Samsung likes to start just talking out of nowhere. Our Google likes to do that from time to time.
Don't say her name.
You know what I haven't done in a really long
time?
Don't
do it. Don't do it. All right.
I'm going to do it at the end, and you can't stop me. Did you see the news about the military doctor trying to sell medical info to Russia? I hope he was getting paid good. I'm just kidding. I'm so tired. Desperately wanting a new Etsy shop critique from you guys. Well, we'll do critiques soon, I'm sure.
For the holidays, we usually do one. We do a session. Maybe we'll do one not this upcoming Friday. Well, do you guys want Etsy critiques this upcoming Friday? 1 week from today? Let me know in the chat. Maybe we'll do one. If you guys are like itching for one. I know we haven't done one in a couple months. Let me know. They are random though. You can't submit ahead of time. It's luck of the draw.
I'm getting a shot of amaretto after this before scheduling. Who just gets a shot of amaretto? Are you Italian? You gonna get your Trilby hat and your black suit on before you take a shot of amaretto? What are you doing?
Tina, you got to get classy with it and put it in some cranberry juice.
Nah, shot of amaretto's fine.
Some ginger ale.
Holy crap, there's a gal doing Only Friends course with digital assets for $250. 8K is unreal. HAA was well worth the cost and has helped me so much. Yeah, $8,000 and they better be like coming to my house and cleaning it. That's a lot of frickin' money for anything. $8,000 is like a decent used car price. Set it as 3. Questions. I'm looking for questions. Sell stickers $5 to $6. Other shops sell $350. Is $350 price profitable? I couldn't answer that for you.
Use the E-Rank profit calculator. If you use the E-Rank profit calculator, you'll be able to put in your materials, Etsy fees, and everything. $350 doesn't sound very profitable. With fees included and stuff. So I would use E-Rank's profit calculator and try to...
That's sick. Hope you get the chance.
Oh, for the drone flying?
Yeah, me too. I'm going to be at Lost Lands next year either way. I'm probably going to go see Subtronics is playing in Columbus in, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
We're going to go see that too.
No, that was in spring. That's in...
Oh, yeah, no, that's in March. You're right. You can also say, due to the workload you're currently facing, you won't be able to fulfill their orders in the way that they need. Refund them and wish them the best.
Yeah.
Finding someone who can help.
As long as you cover it in a way that is polite,
Yeah, because those kind of people are like your highest risk for getting a bad review.
Yeah.
Me, yes, I'm Italian. Hey, me too.
Looks like everybody wants critiques, so I
guess I'll do that soon.
I guess that's what we're gonna do. All right, so
drinking amaretto coffee right now. Yummy.
Okay, so now that we have gotten to the bottom of questions, I want to tell you guys, everybody who made it to the end, you get to hear the secret thing. The secret thing. I did a video on Tuesday comparing Printful and Printify, and my experiences. Most of the comments that I got were, this sounds like it's sponsored by Printful. It wasn't. That was my legitimate experiences, and I scripted that video and recorded that video, and then I got a message before I even posted the video. No one knew I was doing this video topic. I got a message from Printify asking me to create some videos for them on how to do Etsy SEO for print on demand.
Ooh-wee.
Love that. So excited. I'm gonna do probably some webinars for them. Gonna be lots of fun. I agreed. I was like, ooh, because I had already done the video basically saying that I do like Printful more. I like Printify just as much. I do like Printful a little bit more. Most people disagreed with me. They said that they like Printify more. That's fine. I was just sharing my experiences. Everybody's entitled to, their experiences and how they feel. But I'm going to be doing educational content for them on my channel. It's going to be posted here. But it is going to be for them. But we
are not taking any kind of payment, ad revenue, free listings, anything. We are making sure that it stays 100% unbiased. And
they offered to pay me. I said no.
No, absolutely not. No corporate sponsorships here.
Yeah, so I said no. So the content that you guys are getting, it's going to be print on demand. It is going to be branded for Printful. Or, I'm sorry, Printify. Printify. But it is not sponsored content, okay? So you guys can expect that coming up very, very soon. We'll probably do like a green backdrop and stuff for them, make it fun.
And then the day after, you got an email from...
Same day.
Later that day.
I got an email from Printful asking me to be an affiliate, which I told them.
No affiliates.
I don't do affiliates.
No corporate sponsors.
No sponsorships. But that I extended the offer. I said, I am doing a video series for Printify on my channel. However, if you guys would like your own branded videos and SEO tutorials, I can make those for you and you can put them on your channel. So I will have Printify videos on my channel on how to do Etsy SEO for print on demand. I will have Printful videos on Printful's channel branded for them. I'm also going to be doing webinars, live webinars for Printify. I've already met with Printful. I met with them yesterday. I'm meeting with Printify's webinar head guy. He seems really, really nice. I'm going to be meeting with him on Tuesday. So I'm just letting you guys know because I know the second I post these videos on my channel, my comments are going to be flooded with people who are mad at me because they're going to think, oh, you're getting paid to recommend this.
We're going to put a disclaimer right at the beginning of the video that says we are not being paid and we are not affiliates. We are not sponsored by. We don't do that. We don't do corporate sponsors. We keep our information unbiased.
Yeah.
So they're asking us to do it, and it's good traffic for us for HAA because we like to eat, right?
We could be making money on it, and we told them we don't want to.
Yeah.
They probably would have.
The traffic alone is going to make us money on Handmade Alpha Academy in December.
Yeah.
We don't need extra money.
So, if you guys hear anything about Starla becoming a sellout,
it's not true.
Come to my defense. Save me, please.
And YouTube hammers that kind of crap. You have to be transparent about when people pay you.
Yeah.
If we say people are not paying us and we lie about it, they will take our YouTube channel down.
Yeah.
We don't lie about that kind of stuff.
So, yeah, that's coming up for everybody who's interested in print on demand.
Yes.
But I still recommend watching my video on Tuesday because it is based on my personal experiences. Read the comments. There's going to be a lot of people saying that their experiences were the opposite. That's fine.
It's different from person to person.
Exactly. Everybody's going to experience different things, and the more comments you read, the more different experiences you'll be able to gather.
Thing is, POD is the most saturated industry when it comes, because it's the easiest for most people. It's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it is the easiest compared to having to sit down and like make stuff all day long every day.
Yeah.
And because of that, the experiences vary wildly from person to person.
Yeah. So hopefully we're able to create some really great value for all of our POD people. I think that this is a cool opportunity. I was honored to be asked, especially after I made a video. Basically, I bragged on both, but I also kind of took a crap on both because both of them have their flaws.
Yeah, that's fine.
Both of them have, they're positives. It's up and down. So I
would have changed their minds by now if they cared.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I recorded that video before I even talked to any of them. It was just eerie. It was eerie that I recorded the video, and then one reached out, and then that same day the other reached out. It was spooky.
Side note, you put Ivy to sleep. Well, that's wonderful. I hope it's the end of the live stream, so make sure.
Wait, you gotta show them what we bought.
What did we buy? I don't even know what we bought.
Isn't this what we bought?
Oh, yeah. So, we like to show, and this is, I guess it could be considered bragging, but we upgrade our YouTube channel with the YouTube money that we get
from ads.
And
what you guys donate live.
And we have gotten ourselves a new wonderful microphone to record our videos with, so they sound good. We love you guys.
Thank you for watching our ads.
Thank you for watching our ads and making it possible for us to buy, like, the highest end studio equipment that money can get.
Yes,
we love it. We love being able to record and make your ears comfortable, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what this is.
Yeah. You guys will get to experience that on our
boot camp tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be the first video for those who are in the boot camp. But then
unless you listen to her podcast, because you also recorded your last podcast.
Nobody listens to my podcast here. And
Look at that. I just found this live because it's an Etsy-related live and set my phone down. I thought I recognized your voice and looked down. Oh, it's Starla, originally from the Crave Book podcast. What about that? What about a podcast nobody watches?
It is me. Guys, Alpha's in the chat. I'm famous in areas that you wouldn't expect. I'm very famous in Guam, apparently, which is where my podcast is #1.
But soon, with next month's payment, which I think YouTube payments are on the 22nd for us, that mic will also be being used for our live streams, because I'm getting a Rode Rodecaster Pro 2. So that will also be our live stream mic, and then next will be backdrop. We're going to redo the backdrop back here with something pretty. This is not green screen, even though it kind of looks like it from our perspective. It's real.
And no, it's not a business podcast. We have a vampire romance podcast based on Tracy Wolf's Crave series. And we're on episode 56. We've been doing it for over a year. We just don't talk about it because it's like guilty pleasure of Amber Marie and I, but it is floating around out there on literally. It is one of the top podcasts in the book, like I think that we hit top 10% in the first week that the podcast was live.
Yeah, something like that.
We're still in like the top 20% of book podcasts. You guys just don't know about it because I don't talk about it. Did you know I'm also a published author of a science fiction series that you guys should go buy and read this weekend? You can find The Channel by Starla _𝔸𝕝𝕝. As soon as I'm done with this boot camp, I'm hopefully going to start working on more of the second book because everybody's mad that I haven't finished it because I left you all with a cliffhanger. But yeah,
so we're at the end of it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. Click the thumbs up. There's like 260 of you here right now. So we love you guys. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are new here, I haven't done this to you yet, so I love you. But hey Alexa, hey Siri, play Tight Fittin' Jeans by Conway Twitty. And we will see you